Live from our 7 Tasmania studios, your nightly news with Louise Hobart begins now.
Good evening. First tonight, just days after the Housing Minister reiterated his confidence in delivering 10,000 affordable homes, those whose lives are impacted by the crisis continue to speak out. Shelley Ford is among thousands of vulnerable Tasmanians struggling and has revealed the significant downfalls of the system.
In search of stable living to care for her teenage niece, disability pensioner Shelley Ford feels abandoned.
It's horrible. I feel for her every day. She breaks my heart. It's not fair.
3 months on from her struggles being aired in Parliament, Ms Ford says her pleas for support have fallen on deaf ears.
I haven't heard nothing. Not one word.
That lack of action causing her immense stress as interactions with housing services become increasingly difficult.
I see all these empty houses. I ring my worker and say to them about these properties and, nothing becomes of them.
She has been waiting for over 2 years in complete housing insecurity.
We want to see Tasmanians not just in a house but in a home and in a place that they feel safe. And so that is why we have record investment, that is why we are putting new ideas on the table.
A key part of the government's plan to tackle the issue lies in its Homes Tasmania bill, which will once again be up for debate when Parliament returns, after already passing through the House of Assembly last month.
The problem with the Homes Tasmania bill is that it actually doesn't put in place any new powers or any new mechanisms to fast-track housing supply.
The government is now calling on Labor to reverse its opposition to the bill as more than 4,000 Tasmanians continue to face uncertainty. Grace Evans, 7 Tasmania News.
Hundreds of teacher assistants across Tasmania will join their colleagues in walking off the job on Wednesday as the fight to address growing wage and welfare concerns in the sector heats up. The state's education union is behind the push, with their members fed up by what they say is disrespect and a lack of action.
Our teacher assistants are some of the lowest paid of any profession, ones where they don't actually even get paid for the full 52 weeks, which is pretty much a disgrace.
It comes after a principal's survey revealed the value of teacher aides in the classroom, with 93% of leaders describing the role as very important. The whale carcasses from a mass stranding on the West Coast have been disposed of. Local salmon companies helped the Department of Natural Resources and Environment tow the dead mammals into deep water this morning. Aerial surveillance of the area happened yesterday, with some live whales located in Macquarie Harbour able to be refloated and released into deep waters. About 44 whales were able to be saved throughout the operation. Honey production in Tasmania has increased 151%, according to new data in the latest beekeeping survey report. The Tasmanian Beekeepers Association has invested $10,000 into smart trap hives to block out the varroa mite.
I think we've got a handle on it. I hope we have. If we have, we'll be the first country in the whole world that's ever defeated varroa.
The state government says it's boosting biosecurity initiatives to protect the $15 million industry. The community has banded together after a beloved local cricket club became the target of a brazen daylight robbery. Some items will be returned to the Hagley diggers, including the stolen alcohol and a prized trophy.
All hands on deck, helping a small community club recover from a break-in.
It just breaks your heart. It's sad that they would take from such a little club where we need the alcohol to make money.
Hagley's Diggers Cricket Club falling victim to a daylight robbery on a Friday afternoon.
The police rang our club president to let us know that we'd been broken into.
A fridge freshly stocked with $1,000 worth of alcohol just the day before.
Not only did they take that, they broke the fridge as well, which we're going to have to replace.
A perpetual trophy also stolen.
We had a Tas Holt Cup, which means a lot to our club.
But yesterday, Tasmania Police delivered some good news.
The police have contacted the president to let him know that they are in custody.
The trophy and some of the alcohol set to be returned.
They definitely didn't like their 4X Gold, so we're getting a full carton of that back.
Talia Jordan, 7 Tasmania News.
Tasmania's track community came out in droves this morning, giving it their all in a new running festival in Hobart. From a 2-kilometre sprint to a marathon circuit, there was something to suit all ages and abilities.
The sun was shining as interstate athletes trumped our Tassie track stars in the first Hobart Airport Marathon Festival.
Georgia, the winner of the Hobart Airport!
Georgia DeAndre, number 1 in the female division, coming in after Melbourne's Dion Finicario, who clocked just under 2.5 hours.
I was not sure if I was going to make it, and then I could hear the crowd cheering, and really nice feeling, and I think gives you a bit of purpose to push on.
The winners, 2 of 2,000 competitors, some running for a greater cause.
There's a major shortage of foster carers in Tasmania at the moment, and we're raising awareness and promoting and trying to get as many people involved in foster caring as we possibly can.
Organisers constructing a course to highlight Hobart's natural beauty.
What was missing that we sort of saw was that inner city marathon. You know, if you look at Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane, Perth, Adelaide, they've all got an inner city marathon.
Their hard work paying off.
Best one I think I've done so far. It was just such a good course, I think, a nice atmosphere.
It was quite scenic and a bit challenging, so that was quite nice. The camaraderie around was really good. The Domain Hill was really tough.
The event setting a good pace for next year's festival, taking place in April. Brianna Boylan, 7 Tasmania News.
Greyhound enthusiasts and their canines have pounded the Tasmanian pavement today as part of a worldwide event hoping to highlight the breed. Event organisers also calling on the government to stop funding the racing industry.
Uncovering the scars from a former life.
So we just want everyone to know what great dogs greyhounds are.
Greyhounds and their owners taking to the streets in Devonport, Launceston and Hobart today as part of the great global Greyhound Walk.
They started in the UK and now it's gone worldwide. I think there's over 400 registered walks this weekend.
From track racing to a career change.
Well, this one's an assistance dog, so she's the only one in the north of Tasmania.
Owners sharing what they love about the breed.
I just love their quirky nature. They're just such loving dogs, and now they're allowed to be dogs instead of being locked in cages, and they're just beautiful. Every day he makes me laugh.
He actually rescued me.
How so?
Well, he calmed me down.
The breed are very soft and gentle. They are fantastic house dogs.
Social media connecting those who have adopted the dogs.
There'd be thousands, like as each year there's about 700 that come out from the racing industry, so that's an awful lot of dogs that need adopting.
The Tasmanian group, which started just 3 years ago, now has more than 650 members, all of which are passionate about the breed.
The popularity of greyhounds has grown in Tasmania since the legislation was changed 4 years ago to allow greyhounds to be muzzle-free.
Then to Parliament lawns, encouraging the government to stop funding the racing industry.
We do not want greyhound racing funded with our taxpayer dollars.
Events like today are so important to show the government and show the community that we love our dogs, that these greyhounds are companions, not commodities.
The government says it's an important industry and is investing in welfare initiatives. Talia Jordan, 7 Tasmania News.
Good evening. 17 was the state's top today in Hobart, 15 across Launceston and Burnie, Devonport 13. 15 across Grove and Onslow had 14 and 16 in St Helens. On the close-up shows areas of low-level cloud, mostly about the north and west of the state. Further out, a frontal cloud band to the west of Tasmania extends over South Australia and western WA. Tomorrow, a cold front approaches Tasmania from the west, while a ridge of high pressure lies over southern WA. West to northwesterly winds tomorrow 5 to 15 knots, swells up to 3 metres in the west and south and up to 1 metre in the north. Tomorrow's forecast now, Hobart and Dover, a possible shower, 18 in Ouse. In the north, Launceston 17, a shower or two about Devonport and Scottsdale. 14 in Burnie, tomorrow showers and 15 across Strawn and Stanley. 18 in St Helens, Swansea, partly cloudy and 17 in Ross. Looking ahead to the 3-day forecast, Tuesday, scattered showers across the state, most likely during the afternoon. Wednesday, showers about the west and south. And Thursday showers more frequent about the southeast and northwest. Capital cities 23 and mostly sunny in Perth tomorrow, Melbourne 17 and partly cloudy in Sydney. And currently Hobart 11 and partly cloudy, Launceston 10 and Devonport 11 and mostly clear. That's all in weather tonight, Lou.
All right, thanks for that, Jackie. And that's all your news for this Sunday evening. Thank you for joining us. Enjoy your evening. Good night.